All right, so we are back for legs 2. This is my second leg session, and we're going to kick off with a belt squat Romanian deadlift. So the big key thing here is I'm focused on pushing my hips back, getting as much stretch on my glutes and hams as much as I can, just allowing for some rounding of my lower back to get some erector stimulus. And I really love this movement. I think it's great for the whole posterior chain. I even get some lat involvement in there just because I'm trying to tuck my arms as much as I can. But if you're yet to try this, I would certainly say give it a red hot go. You must wear the parachute pants, though. That's the key thing. After I do 2 sets of my RDL, we move on to the belt squat. So the key emphasis here is knee over toe. It's why I wear lifters. It's why I've got the plates underneath me. And I do tilt slightly forward with my torso for balance. It's almost like a Hatfield squat setup. And I find this is great, especially after loading my back, loading that whole posterior chain, deloading it with a belt squat has been really, really beneficial. I do pause at the top for a moment. This just allows myself to recenter myself. And the key thing here is just taking 1 rep at a time, really focusing on not having too much of a butt wink. I do have some, but I don't believe it's the end of the world. And once I know I'm pretty much cooked, which will be this next rep, you'll see I'll come down, I'll come up, and my butt is the first thing to come up rather than knees back. That's when I know I'm done. 2 sets of that before I stick my glutes in the air and do a lying leg curl. So I use a yoga mat here to get a bit more range at the bottom. You don't have to, but I find it helps a lot. And this is very much grip and rip. All right. Focused on a little bit of control at the bottom, not bouncing out of that lengthened range. And I rinse this for as much as I can. I don't do partials here. I know I probably could. As it stands, though, I'm getting a really great stimulus from focusing on a full range of motion. And the way I dictate that is by getting the pad to touch my hamstrings. So you'll see here, starting to slowly but surely fatigue in that shortened range. And again, doesn't bother me because I'm really emphasizing that lengthened position. I'm not being aggressive out of the hole. And that right there was our last rep. I'm pretty certain. Yep, there we go, because I'm dead. Cool. Now, after those 3 movements, if that wasn't enough, we're on to a leg press. And this is one that I used to load. Due to a current adductor niggle, I've dropped weight a little bit. But you'll see here, not a massive rest at the top. The key thing is full range of motion, controlling the entire rep. Okay, I break this up into sets of 3, although this was a set at 10 today. I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And that's how I ensure that I get proper execution and a quality set in. My knees coming in doesn't bother me a whole lot because this is still very, very quad focused. The last couple of reps, I do rest at the top, but this is a 3 rep. Sorry, I do 3 sets here. So RDL's 2 sets, belt squats 2 sets. Everything else from now on is 3 sets, apart from my adductors. But anyway, getting to the last rep here, driving up, shake the head, and we're done. Emergency pull. And there we go. Superset with that, I do a calf raise. So what you'll see here is I'm wearing my lifters, my knees are locked out, and I'm really focused only on the bottom 2/3 here. That's what I still call a rep. I do aim for full range of motion, but the key thing here is rinsing that stretch position for as much as I can. And this is a 8 to 12 rep set, so I'm not doing many here. I'll even adjust my feet when I feel like they're slipping. And that's the joy of the lifters, is because that sole is so thick and sturdy, I can just sit in that bottom position and really leverage the crap out of those shoes. So you'll see that's last rep there, but I'll come back down. We'll sit in the stretch for a moment. Knees are locked. thing comes down, and that's us done there. After that superset, we move on to a single leg extension. So isolating each leg to finish it off. I'm not going all the way up due to a current injury, but controlling the range that I do have. And I got a band over my waist to keep my hips from moving. I use straps on this to ensure that my arms are locked in. And from here, it's as stable as I can make it. And we're just gripping and ripping. I do like having the one leg up setup. I find that helps a lot when it comes to stability, giving myself another point to anchor from, and means that my whole upper body is locked in. So using that opposing leg to drive my hips into the pad, a band there to make sure it stays there, and my arms locked in to ensure that nothing else happens. So a lot going on for a single leg movement, but it's a great way to finish off a leg day, especially after doing 5 sets of leg work, which can be more glute dominant. From there, move on to our last superset. So I really love and think that Swiss ball crunches are massively, massively underrated. All right. Anchoring your feet and your knees to keep them still. And from there, we get heaps of back extension all the way down to the floor before curling back up. Notice I'm not coming all the way up. I just make sure to get a contraction on my abs. And after that, straight back down for a full stretch. I also make sure that the dumbbell doesn't roll too much. That's why I change my grip here, because I don't want it rolling down onto my core as I come up, because that's what takes away from the exercise. But holding it on my chest works really, really well. And we finish things off with my adductors. So the adductor here is a grip and rip movement, but with the current state of things, just really controlling the range of motion, still taking it to a really aggressive RIR, which you'll see at the end of this video. But as a whole, that's our second leg day. So very much hip dominant, and that's how I would prefer to keep it. My first leg day was more quad dominant, and this one just makes sure that we are hitting both the front and back sides of my physique, ensuring that we're getting lots of love to everything and making sure that nothing gets missed, really. So with that, team, really, really hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. Again, any questions or comments, do let me know. I would love to hear from you all. And until next week, take care. Thanks for tuning in to Road to Greatness. I'll talk to you guys then.